Good morning, everybody. I would like to extend a warm welcome to everybody here to the premises of the Permanent Court of Arbitration and the Peace Palace in the Hague for this hearing in the conciliation proceeding between the government of the Democratic Republic of Timor and the government of Commonwealth of Australia. Pursuant to Article 298 and Annex 3 of the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea conduct under the auspices of the PCA case, number 2016-10. I will offer a quick reminder, as I did last time, for everyone to be sure to use the microphone when speaking to ensure that we get you on the webcast and we record all the remarks that you make. For the Commission, on my right, I have Professor Wolfer. On my left, we have Professor McRae. May I now ask Timor-Leste to introduce the member of his delegation, please.
Minister, member of my government, and chief negotiator on behalf of Timor-Leste, and Ms. Ayu as our Council of Timor-Leste. Thank you.
Prof. Digitata, Council of Timor-Leste.
I'm Narania, Council of Timor-Leste.
Mrs. Ayu Council Timor-Leste.
Thank you very much. Australia, can I ask you to introduce the member of the delegation, please?
Thank you, Chairman. My name is William River. I am this regional for Australia in this proceedings again. Mr. Chairman, Australia opening statement this morning will be delivered by Mr. Ian and the Deputy Secretary of the Department of Foreign Affairs in Australia, and Mr. Colin Jiga. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. I welcome all of you again. I note that the purpose of the public opening session is to give each side an opportunity to put forward the background of the dispute between the parties and their opening position. Then I give the floor to Timor-Leste for its opening presentation. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission, it is a great honor to appear before you as duly again on behalf of my country, the Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste. Timor-Leste is honored to take part in this very first compulsory conciliation under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. It is a national priority to secure our sovereign rights, our surrounding seas, and the resources that lie therein, which hold the promise of a transformational development for our country. The future for the next generation will look very different of answers to our system. This is what brings you here today. Timor-Leste has initiated this proceeding to resolve our maritime dispute with our neighbor Australia in an amicable and collaborative way. We are here to pursue our rights for the sake of our people and take on the responsibility of statehood like any other nation would. Timor-Leste might be young, but we are not naive. We will not stay away from claiming what is rightfully ours, and we will present until this is finally achieved. Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission, in today, Timor-Leste will present to the Commission its overall position on the maritime dispute with Australia. We will provide you with the background and facts relevant to the dispute on Auckland Timor-Leste position on its permanent maritime boundaries in the Timor Sea under international law. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, member of the Commission, it's a great honor to open the floor as to speak again on behalf of my country, the Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste. Timor-Leste is honored to take a part in the first compulsory configuration under the United Nations Convention of the Law of the Sea. We are also very appreciative of the Commission process led by it. Timor-Leste celebrates the historic national preference resolved at home. The people of Timor-Leste have paid an exemplary express for our independence when achieved 40 years ago. Despite the brutal occupation and scientific enrollment, we did not recover of activity. Throughout on the struggle, our youth appreciate tolerance and respect towards others. Though we did not forget our painful and difficult past, there are still silent people that look for what first and foremost. After our independence, the Timuran people opted for reconciliation and building a new and peaceful building of our field. We are here to push our fight for the able to take the responsibility of the group like any other nation would. Timor-Leste may be young, but they are not naive. We will not shy away for very much strike during hours and will exist until this is finally achieved. Mr. Chairman, member of the Commission, let me briefly introduce the member of the U.S. delegation to this presenting our presentation will be appointed by the father of our nation, the leader of the United States, the first president of the Republic, the former trade minister and now the President Chief Secretary, is Kevin Jawa.
Mr. Chairman, member of the Commission, I would like to thank you for the opportunity to appear before you on behalf of the government and people of Timor-Leste. The surrounding water were the habitat of our grandfather and have sustained us. They remain integral to our livelihoods, culture, and way of life. The Timorese people governed themselves before we were colonized by Portugal in the 16th century. After the Dutch colonized Indonesia, the island of Timor was divided into, with the east annexed by Portugal. In 1989, it entered into an unlawful treaty with Indonesia to clean up the resources in the Timor Sea with total disregard for our sovereignty, which at that very time we were fighting and dying for. The image of the Australian and Indonesian foreign minister flying over the Timor Sea while drinking champagne to celebrate the signing of the Timor Grape Treaty filled us with much sadness, but it motivated us to continue our struggle. Mr. Chairman, member of the Commission, you must understand that at very time Timor had nothing. Our land was sorted, our people killed by hundreds of thousands. More than 70% of our infrastructure, including school and hospital, were burned. We had no money, forcing us to beg every 6 months to the international community for food just to sustain the UN national administration and some basic services. The situation made us vulnerable to abuse and exploitation. Yes, we had advice from the UN and elsewhere, but given the history leading to the restoration of independence, we were entirely in their hands and in no position to take informed decision of our own. Thereafter, we wanted to negotiate permanent maritime boundary with Australia, based on international law, Canadian line. Australia, however, refused to enter into serious discussion on a maritime boundary. We were not aware at the time that under cover of an Australia aid program penetrating Timor-Leste government office, Australia installed listening device to spy on the Timorese official negotiating CMATS to maximize their advantage and commercial interests. I myself tried my best to persuade successive Australian government to sit down as a friend to discuss the problem and to work towards a maritime boundary agreement. But they still refuse. Australia's refusal to negotiate maritime boundaries with us is difficult to explain. Thank you very much. Now I ask you to invite Professor Diki, Council from Timor-Leste, to address the Commission. Thank you.
Thank you, SK. Sir, from our chief negotiator, Timor-Leste is a small coastal country in Southeast Asia. The island of Timor was ruled for centuries by the Asian kingdom, one in the east and one in the west. During the colonial period, no maritime boundaries had been fixed of Timor-Leste. By early 1970, Australia was aware that both Portuguese, Timor, and Indonesia dispute Australia right the issue exploration permit closer to Timor than to Australia. Instead, in 1971, Australia began negotiation and seabed boundaries with Indonesia to establish jurisdiction over the seabed and the sea shores. Portugal was excluded from the negotiation. In May 1971, Australia and Indonesia signed a treaty secreting a total seabed boundary that covered the Arafura Sea and the eastern part of the Timor Sea. Based on equidistant procedure, Australia was the only state in the world that to recognize the flagrant violation of the international law. It did so in order to commence negotiation with Indonesia over the boundary in the Timor Gulf. Indonesia and Australia officially began attempt to close the Timor Gulf, and Australia hoped to draw a line connection connecting to the endpoint of existing seabed boundaries with Indonesia. Where Timor-Leste implemented under Indonesian military control and occupation in contravention of numerous United Nations resolutions. Australia and Indonesia spent a decade negotiating together as an element to prevent concept area and democracy as well as the growth of cooperation.
On the day of independence, Timor-Leste signed the 2002 Timor Sea Treaty with Australia. The Timor Sea Treaty was ratified by Timor-Leste on December 17, 2002 and entered into force on 2 April 2003, but is stipulated to have effect from the date of its signature on 20 May 2002. The Unionization Agreement did not come into force until 23 February 2007. Australia offered billions of dollars in compensation for greater sunrise, but Timor-Leste declined. CMATS failed as a treaty. It did not lead to the development of greater sunrise and it has outlived its usefulness. Exploitation has taken place elsewhere in the GBDA. The most lucrative field is Bayunda. Several years after CMATS was agreed, Timor-Leste received information from a former Australian intelligence officer that Australia had secretly installed listening device in the office of the Timorese cabinet under cover of an Australian aid program and had back discussion of the Timorese government then negotiating the CMATS treaty. Australia requires Timor-Leste to suspend the espionage arbitration and the ICJ case in order to allow for bilateral consultation. And Timor-Leste agreed to do. With your permission, sir, Inaranya will now continue with Timor-Leste's opening statement. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, as Mr. Kevin has explained, discussion on maritime borders are now underway with Indonesia, and nothing we say at this hearing is intended to affect in any way this negotiation. At the first stage, there is in Timor-Leste's view a significant relevant circumstances. Timor-Leste's maritime entitlements are effectively cut off because of the complexity of equals dispute between Indonesia entitlements from east and west, and due to these circumstances, the equidistant line would be shifted to the west to provide an equitable solution. Mr. Chairman, in the east of Timor Sea, at the first stage, a professional equidistant line will be drawn from a point between Timor-Leste's Java Island and small Indonesian island to the east. At the second stage, the professional equidistance line is to be adjusted to take account of relevant circumstances. In addition to the complexity of Timor-Leste's coast, the small and scattered Indonesia island to the east of Timor-Leste, the Laut Island, are also an important relevant circumstance. International judicial bodies have repeatedly found the island such as this should be given significant lies with their mainland coast or major islands. Because they are small and scattered, it would be equitable to treat them in the same way as a mainland coast. The effect of this relevant circumstances on the western littoral is that in order to achieve an equitable solution, the professional equidistant line needs to be adjusted significantly toward the east. So the exact location of the 3 points connecting the maritime borders of Australia, Indonesia, and Timor-Leste cannot be finalized without the presence of all 3 states. The result of applying the 3-stage methodology to the maritime areas in the Timor-Leste Sea is illustrated in the border outline map now on screen. Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission, that concludes the I have to say, and I will ask that you call for the attention of Timor-Leste. This I will just need to conclude our presentation this morning. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission, I am honored to be here before you the presentation of Timor-Leste today. Initiating this consideration process is a testimony to Timor-Leste and international legal order based on the rule of law. We ratified the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea to believe that our maritime affairs, including the determination of our maritime boundaries, is governed by the rule of such a widely accepted multilateral treaty. The preamble of the Law of the Sea Convention notes that its purpose is to contribution to the relation of a just and equitable international economic order which takes into account the interests of any of mankind as whole and in particular the special interests and needs of the developing countries. In the last month, the Minister of Natural Resources, Alfredo Pires and I, with our maritime boundary office and legal teams, have visited the oil companies with a stake in Timor Sea. We have gone to see their senior executive personally to explain the situation and to seek their views. are selling trades between Timor-Leste and Australia that have not settled their possible to be removed, but Timor-Leste can only do this when the necessary preparation work has been completed. Thank you.
And today, as we find ourselves here before you, to you, Mr. Chairman and members of the Commission, to bring us together in a spirit of mutual understanding and cooperation in the word of the law of the Sea Convention, with a view to assist us to amicably settle our maritime dispute. This is for the sake of the young and future generation of Australian and Timorese people. They must be freed from the burden of this lingering dispute and face the future together, sharing friendship, peace, and prosperity. Mr. Chairman and the members of the Commission, this concludes the presentation of Timor-Leste today. I, along with the rest of the Timor-Leste delegation, would like to thank you, the Registrar, and our Australian counterparts for the remarkable way in which the hearings today are being conducted.
I'd like to give my concluding comment toward Timor-Leste's testimony. The preamble of the law of the Sea Convention notes its purpose to contribute to the realization of the just and equitable international economic order which take into account the interests and needs of mankind as a whole, and in particular the special interests and needs of the developing countries. Timor-Leste desire to bring stability and certainty to their maritime area is very much a matter of practical necessity for the sustainable development of your young nation. Settling our permanent maritime boundaries in accordance with international law is the final step in our struggle for sovereignty, a final mountain to climb in our journey to fulfill their right of self-determination. First, they hope that the Commission can assist the parties to reach an agreement on the delimitation of permanent maritime boundaries on the basis of international law, as referred to in Article 38 of the Statute of the International Court of Justice, in order to achieve an equitable solution. To refer once again to language of UNCLOS, the Commission is to hear the parties and make proposal to assist the parties to reach an amicable settlement to the issues at hand. The primary aim is to achieve an agreement between Timor-Leste and Australia on delimitation. However, if the compulsory conciliation process does not conclude with an agreement resolving the dispute, the Commission is then to issue a written report on all questions or of fact or law relevant to the matter is disputed. The report is include those recommendations. The Commission find a price for a commendable settlement of the dispute according to UNCLOS. The parties are required to negotiate in good faith an agreement on the basis of the report. Finally, a third task to the Commission and one related to the issue on transitional arrangement concern the post-March arrangement with the exact termination of SMART and with it the Timor Sea Treaty. The parties will benefit from the assistance of the Commission in finding the optimal way to come a mutual position of dissolving the joint institution and arrangement for English professional arrangement and moving on. The SMART can be mutually unilaterally, as previous speakers have already made clear, mutually agree step to bring the professional arrangement to and are not only beneficial to the parties vis-a-vis each other, but are essential for the treatment of the private contractor operating under the legal regime of the Zone B Denwood GPTE.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, and thank you for intervention from the government of East Timor. I think we are running ahead of schedule. I really like that, so now I will call a break and ask everybody to come back and be ready for Australia's opening statement and at 11:50. Thank you. Welcome back from the break. I think we are doing very well. We are already 10 minutes ahead of schedule, so I'm very optimistic for the rest of the morning. Without further ado, I give the floor for Australia.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the Commission, and good morning. Discussion, representative and counsel for Timor-Leste, I would like in particular to acknowledge Timor-Leste talk about Australia exponent. Timor-Leste has brought us valid arbitration claiming that CMATS invalid on this ground. Australia does not accept Timor-Leste claim and is defending the facility of the CMATS treaty on those proceedings. It would be inappropriate in prejudge the outcome or to ask this commission to treat Timor-Leste. It's not to the appropriate forum in which to raise this allegation. They are being tested another forum where we are run by strict rules of confidentiality, and I will respect those rules. Let me to now to actual dispute. Of course, the rest of what follow is without prejudice to our position on competence. It is obvious that the difference of view between Timor-Leste and Australia on PR boundary in the Timor Sea Shoal is significant. The dispute is not new. It has existed since 2002. Timor-Leste and Australia tried to reach an agreement on maritime boundaries in 2003 and 2004, but we were unable to do so. Contrary to what has been said, that Australia pressured Timor-Leste to cite CMATS. It was in fact Timor-Leste itself that proposed that we prefer maritime boundary elimination in favor of what they described in a creative solution. Australia initially went the creative solution to include elimination of boundaries. Timor-Leste did not, and the agreement reached in 2006 in the CMATS treaty includes a moratorium in boundary negotiation and commitment not to take legal action on maritime boundaries. Under the Timor Sea Treaty, Timor-Leste is entitled to 90% of the resource in our joint development zone, despite the area being claimed by both sides. Looking away from authority commitment would run counter to the purpose, which is to provide a stable framework for the joint development of resource. They are consistent with UNCLOS. They have delivered enormous benefit to both sides, and they can continue to do so. Timor-Leste disagrees, and we accept it is open to Timor-Leste to determine CMATS, but we do not think that is the right path forward. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, member of Commission, Australia will set of the Commission or the views on the history of the dispute and the path forward. The statement will cover 4 areas. First, it will put the dispute in the context of the relationship we have the Timor-Leste. This is important because our dispute on Timor Sea issues is significant and substantial. It does not reflect the totality of our very positive relationship with the past and present. Second, it will set under the detail the territorial which governs our relationship in the Timor Sea. The territories are fully consistent with the immediate and correct by international law. Third, it will seek to dispel some common misconception about boundaries in the Timor Sea and clarify what lies at the heart of the dispute. And fourth, and finally, Australia will show where the best path forward is for Timor-Leste and Australia to work together as partners, respecting the exciting characteristics of our sovereign nation have concluded. Before I close the introduction, I want to address 2 misconceptions. The first is that a calculation could not be objectionable. Why should not the neighbors be able to analyze the assistance of a third party to help them resolve their difference? That might be true in many cases, but I shall demur that it is not a mark of good neighbor to initiate a compulsory procedure in breach of your own thirty commitment in the neighbor. The second is that there may a sense that this first and next fee proceeding should not stumble at a competence objection, but systematic building of uncause dispute settlement and future next fee proceeding requires that the Commission signal early and clearly that compulsory conclusion must conform to the requirements of the Convention. Frankly, it is not a procedure in which a state engineering proceedings and can simply craft its own process. Australia, of course, was instrumental in securing international support for the referendum process that led to independence. We provide significant financial and civilian police support for the referendum. It was Australia which, despite the significant political obstacle, as have been mentioned this morning, will the international combination and the led UN mandate forces interfere which restored security and stability following the devastation unleashed of the country in the immediate lead up to and in the aftermath of the referendum. Timor-Leste Speaker this morning have commented aggressively on the correct and solidarity of the Australian defense personnel in intervention of 5,500 personnel in what was Australian launch. Peacekeeping development effort. I myself made a very small contribution as the diplomat in a foreign ministry given the job of the coordination Australia operational response of the crisis. I will stop here and not belabor this point. I made them only two Timor-Leste success, a nation able to realize its own vision for the prosperity and security of its people is completely interest that Australia shares. Mr. Chairman, if the Commissioners agrees, Mr. Fian, Australia Secretary General, will continue our opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. President. It is an honor to appear before the Commission. The third part of our presentation will look in some detail at the boundaries of the joint development area and also illustrate those boundaries currently established are a reasonable solution consistent with international law. The first matter is you have not heard defense at law by Timor-Leste for why it brings these proceedings now in breach of the Article 4 of CMATS, and we will submit in breach of unclosed. You have not heard such a defense from Mr. Kiki and or Mr. Ina. And the consequence of that is, even if arguendo, which we will deny everything they said this morning, will correct, none of it defeat the proposition that these proceedings are premature. The second matter is to refer to at the outset concern something put forward to you by Mr. Ina. At the tail end of his remarks, that allegation by Mr. Ina is confirmed. It is rejected by Australia. Australia's conduct in the area, consistent with what has occurred for many years, is corrupted by Article 4 of the CMATS 330. Thank you.
To concluding comments, I would now like to put forward your reason why Australia believes that it is in the best interest of both parties to support the current treaties. The first treaties represent, as I hope we have demonstrated, a reasonable and agreed outcome. In fact, the Timor Sea Treaty, the subsequent treaties, really a more acceptable of how two states can work together for mutual and benefit, despite different views on how finalize boundaries. The treaty framework will provide the certainty and stability to enable the early exploitation of resources to revenue could start following immediately to Timor-Leste. The stable revenue profit by the 2002 Timor-Leste Treaty was particularly important for supporting Timor-Leste recovery from conflict and economic development in the first years of its independence. In addition to providing enable revenue stream to Timor-Leste, the Timor-Leste treaties have enabled the country to benefit for Australia considerable expertise offshore of Laut. The regulation which assistant to build its own capacity in oil and gas regulation. The stability in experience brought by Australia involvement in regulation of the joint development area also been instrumental, we believe, in inventorying achievement. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This almost brings us to end of opening session. Before we close, I note and thank both delegation for every comprehensive and enlightening intervention. It has been very useful for me and my colleagues to understand where each delegation comes from and how you see these difficult issues that you have been discussing. I also note Sir Michael Wood, President of East Timor, expectation of the Commission on put it out in three different elements, and this is disputed by the Australian delegation. And this closure or opening session and the public session is also closed by now. Thank you very much.